Hello, beautiful souls and magical beings, and welcome to this space at Wellness Wave Creations. And my name is Urshi, and I'm your Ayurvedic health counselor, frequency healer, and I guess little nerdy alchemist. So I have not actually been recording the last couple of weeks. This has been extremely busy on the field. I like to apply all of the wisdom and knowledge I share with you guys here in the real life and space and time continuum with my clients, and that gives me always the ideas as to what are those burning questions I should be bringing more to public awareness with you guys here on the YouTube platform. So without any further ado, today my mind is again on all kinds of things in the subtle energetic space and the thoughts of what really frequency healing might mean to you, or what energy workers do, or what that means, and why there's an emergence of healers, and why all the emergence of energy workers, and why and how this is part of the natural alchemical processes of the need that is for the population of Earth to realize and realign with our ancient wisdom of understanding that everything starts in the energetic field. So this is really the primary message that I want to put out to you guys today, that everything starts in the energetic field. And so as soon as all of that information in the energetic field is interpreted by the physical body, then there is a trickle down. Okay, so in the energetic field, in your emotional space, in your emotional body, we also call it the astral body. I've got other videos you could check out. We'll link a couple here, or you're welcome to just browse around if you're new to my work and this channel, that it is an information database, what's happening in the energetic field around you. And that is your field. You're putting all of the emotions and thoughts, and those energetics and vibratory responses will show up in your physical world. So often we would say as above is so below, or as below is so above, and that is really the reason behind that principle of natural laws. So how you want to change your three-dimensional reality is always dependent on how well you can navigate this field, this energetic field around you, how you can foster or cultivate connection between the energetic field, your own, and your own physical vessel. And then there is one other super cool layer, which I also talk about a lot and is the dearest to my heart in my healing hub, is the karmic body. And we also call the karmic body causal body, not without a reason, and that is because it's a cause and effect we're bringing in from previous life journeys. And that soul particle that you are of the big great oneness, you're here in this physical vessel to experience life from your perspective and grow. And when you're growing this energetic field and this database, then you're offloading that into the collective consciousness. So the good news is, and it was just 444 on my clock on that one, right to the dot of how we're offloading information. So our experiences will contribute to the whole collective consciousness. And so if you were to look at the reality today and what's happening in the collective consciousness, then you might want to realize that we've got a lot of work to do. So I just wanted to kind of touch base on some of the mental humors that also are such a major part of our health and wellness journey, and that they're subtle biological forces. And though they are subtle, they're nothing that you can discard or diminish, as in their importance is critical in making a different reality for all of us, to impact the collective consciousness. And then that energetic field is going to be carried back to our reality. So it's like basically a double-edged sword. We got to work on both ends of this game. I often call it the universal Catan. For those of you that know the game of Catan, which is a super cool board game, I kind of envision or expanded that and tell my clients about how I envision the universe is really working. There are rules, and there are rules of engagement, and then there's mode of operandi. And so you need to really understand that this is for a true reality, that a lot of us and more of us and more of us are opening to this understanding. And that is because we're realizing the frequency is where it's at. Frequency is your fuel. It's in the little Sonic game when he's running and picking up all these little golden rings. So that's what you're doing now. You're going to pick it up. You're on a level and you want to up level, right? You want to go to the next level. Why? Because the next level is going to bring new experiences, different new expansion of experiences. Then eventually that will amount to have an energetic value or frequency value that will offload to the field. What field? To the quantum field, you guys. This is all in the quantum field. So this is how we're kind of all building blocks of this whole big oneness of this pure consciousness out there, what needs a form in order to experience life. So all of us are really little tiny particles of this whole big oneness into these different physical vessels, if that makes sense. And so into these different avatars to experience everything on the spectrum. And so that is where it's all at. So now, okay, back to the biological forces and back to the subtle space of the biological forces. All creation, just remember, occurs from the subtle to the gross. Gross meaning dense energetics. So it goes from the subtle energetics to the dense energetics. Always that way. Subtle energetics first, then it'll show up in your physical space. So I want this energetics, as if you guys are listening to this video today, to really dawn on you. So from the subtle space, it goes down to the dense space, also called gross space, where you can sense it, feel it, touch it, right? With what? With your 5 senses, right? Because that's how we experience, through the 5 senses. Now, we also want to learn how to experience with the 6th sense that we have as well, which I also talk about in previous videos of mine here on the channel. Or you could hop over to my Facebook page at Wellness Wave Creations. We'll link that here for you, and you can browse there for additional content surrounding these subject matters. Learning to work with these subtle energetics, you guys, is the key, okay? The key, the big key. Because if you learn how to work with these subtle energetic spaces, then you're going to be able to navigate, as in, even when you're parachuting. Not that I have ever parachuted, but I imagine the idea of, or analogy of, the two strings where you're actually navigating your landing, perhaps, or not just the landing, but the whole journey down, right? And so you need to know when to pull on the left and when to pull on the right, or in order to direct yourself. Same thing happens with the 2 main nadis of the fire line and the water lines, which I had talked about just actually at my previous video I will invite you to check that out. I think I called it the Kundalini energy or something or another. Okay, so that you're going to understand those two main energetic lines that have got a critical component in the healing journey, and you cannot avoid them. And a lot of people know them as different concepts. Some people understand that it is the sun and the moon. Some people understand that the sun is our right side and our masculinity or our masculine energetics on the left side lies more of the moon, more of the water energetics, more of the recipient energetics. That we also need to know how to navigate, whether you're a man or a woman in this vessel. So those energetics are going to determine how well you're navigating your health and wellness journey based on your original constitution, which is whether what your energetic composition is, and we get that composition at conception. So therefore, it is a paramount blueprint, in my opinion, if you're following my work or many other wonderful minds' work out there, that my understanding is, as this is where it's at, that's the first most important established blueprint that we're born with, and that's we call in Ayurvedic medicine or in Ayurveda our doshas. And so there is a balance, there's a constitutional balance of energetics of air, ether, right? Fire, water, and earth, the five main elements or the five elements that Ayurveda builds its wisdom on. And so there is a reason why we want to look at this blueprint, as in once we're born, we also understand that astrology and your astrological chart and panel, your natal birth chart, and many other assessments that you can get with the wisdom of astrology is extremely important and absolutely necessary for you to have a complete understanding. And we've always understood that for centuries, for millennia, for thousands upon thousands of years. Only in the last 200 years, really, if you zoom out, you guys, and you understand the importance of what I'm just saying, is when we've been losing our marbles here and not looking at all of the available information for us to actually be self-aware, foster, create mindfulness and level of consciousness to be raised through these understandings of our self-realization. In other words, why am I here? What is the reason why I'm here in this vessel? What is my journey about? If you know what your journey is about, wouldn't it be easier? Because then you know your GPS is that. And so I am a very fortunate human being that I understand my GPS system. And I wish that for everybody, because it's amazing. I'm not saying it's easy, I'm just saying that I know the direction. I know what I need, what I'm here for. I know what my purpose is. I know what my bigger picture is here in this vessel and then in my soul growth journey in general. And that allows me to reverse engineer myself, so to speak, and that's what I'm here to help you guys to do as well, to reverse engineer yourselves so that when you understand where you're supposed to go, it is by dissecting your own self first. So it's again a back and forth, in and out game. How do I know what my GPS is? I got to work on it. I got to work on picking up those golden rings like Sonic. I need to pick up frequency in order for my raised consciousness and level of mindfulness of my own self. Then I have a better relation of understanding of why I am here, as in versus the world, the universe, the planet, other people. And so if you know your GPS and you put that, then your GPS system will tell you, okay, this is where you need to go. This is how you get there. So first you got to go through this city. You can't avoid it. Or you got to cross the mountains, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get there. Make sense, you guys, on what I'm trying to say? So, in order for us to know it as to why we're here, we got to be willing to do this work of reverse engineering, going back down about and going deep before going high. Okay, so then what I always say also is that you got, and people, everybody that knows me know this, that I tell them all the time, same things. You gotta go first deep down before you can go up. You just can't sustain going up without having a grounded energy. You gotta ground yourself. You gotta get to know. You gotta get to know the shadow. You got to go down to the dark and to the nasty and the gritty work that many folks I see, or they haven't grown yet to understand it. But I suppose it takes time, and everybody is different, right? Everybody is experiencing all of this through their looking glass, through their perspective. So as you are fostering really different perspectives, that's how you're moving through energetic portals and moving through dimensions. And then there are densities, which is another thing. So then this is how you can change the outcome of your timeline. I am telling you guys this from not just an academic standpoint whatsoever, not even just from a counseling standpoint whatsoever, but I'm sharing this with you guys from my personal experience, and it is the coolest thing ever. So anyways, I didn't even know where this video is going to end up being, but all I just want to say to you guys that we'll link a couple of videos here for you that relate to this topic in the description box below. Please be so kind as to exchange your energy with me by giving me a like here, and even better if you did a subscription, and you can cancel it at any time if the subject matter becomes no more relevant to you. But this way you can help my algorithms, and you can help me to get these messages across the globe to as many human beings and souls that are willing to grow and learn. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much, and see you here back soon with some other cool topic that surrounds the same energy frequency, subconsciousness. And I almost said subconsciousness. Ooh, maybe I should think about that Freudian slip. But anyways, I am glad that you guys have been here with me today, being February 15th. Unbelievable energies this week. So I hope that you're all managing your fire and water lines in balance, because today and this week we're out for a doozy of energetics of Pluto. Transformational energy. It's gonna affect everybody in different areas of their lives. Why don't you just give me a shout, put a comment, ask your questions, and let me direct you further in and navigate your journey. All right, so anyways, this was Orshi. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, and adios.